Rodri wins the Ballon d'Or, sending the pathetic, entitled Real Madrid into absolute meltdown. I've never seen anything like this from a club. And note, I didn't say Real Madrid fans, I said Real Madrid. The entirety of Real Madrid, their fans and the club are pathetically entitled, embarrassing, shambolic, just an absolute joke to the game of football that is supposed to be the beautiful game and respected. The best player in the world is Rodri, hands down. Premier League, UEFA Super Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, the Euros 2024. 26 goals and assists from a defensive midfielder during that time. He lost one game in the entire season we are talking about. You can make it all political and even claims of racism, which is an absolute joke. I've always thought the Ballon d'Or is a bit of a farce, and it's become more of a farce, and that's Real Madrid's fault for not even turning up. You absolute joke. And then to claim it's racism while the trophy's being handed out by George Weah, a black man, a former winner of the Ballon d'Or. A former Manchester City player, by the way. That's an education you don't get anywhere else, because I bet the majority of you didn't even know George Weah once upon a time played for Manchester City. About 11 games, didn't play very long, but he did play for Manchester City back in the noughties, early noughties, 2000 in fact I think it was. But the facts remain that you turn up. Haaland should have won the Ballon d'Or when we won the treble. Should have won the Ballon d'Or, hands down. But did we turn up? Of course we did. We accepted our trophy to be the Club of the Year as well, Team of the Year, Manager of the Year. This year is Ancelotti, Club of the Year, Real Madrid. What, you're not even going to show up to receive the awards. You absolute jokers. And I mean, Vinicius Junior had a fantastic season on the pitch, don't get me wrong, just not quite to the level of Rodri. Not quite as respectable as the greatest footballer that is now known for the foreseeable future. For at least one more year, we have the greatest footballer on the planet, and he wears sky blue for Manchester City. Unfortunately, he's injured and he had to hobble onto that stage and collect his trophy on crutches, and we probably won't get to see him actually play football until next season now, unfortunately. But the fact remains that Manchester City have a Ballon d'Or winner, and the Real Madrid fans are an absolute joke. And now you just know full well that they're probably going to hoard all over to social media, Instagram, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you want to go to abuse football players like you all love to do. Not the only fan base in the world that does it, mind you, but you know the little teenage scum, absolute runts out there that go onto social media to abuse these players looking for Rodri. Where's Rodri's Instagram account? Where's his Facebook account? Where's his X account? Keep looking, lads. Keep looking, because he's above you. He doesn't have it. He's above all of us, Rodri. He doesn't have any social media. The guy tucks his shirt in. He doesn't have tattoos so he can donate to blood. He gets a business degree in his first year of being a Manchester City player while playing for Pep Guardiola's football. As if those demands weren't high enough, you go and get yourself a business degree in the process. Nothing to do with getting the Ballon d'Or, but what he did in terms of winning the Ballon d'Or, his talking was done on the pitch. While Vinicius is doing plenty of talking off the pitch, Rodri does it on the pitch, and that's where it matters most. And Manchester City have a Ballon d'Or winner. So eat shit, Real Madrid. Unlucky. Better luck next time. What a moment it is to be a Manchester City fan, and what a sad moment it is to be a Real Madrid fan. So watch your club get embarrassed by Barcelona, and then to embarrass yourselves by not even turning up to the Ballon d'Or. It's a disgrace. Honestly, it's an embarrassment. I can't believe it. October rolls along, and here we are, and now into a flawless October for Manchester City. Can't say the same about Real Madrid, unfortunately, and you can't say the same about Spurs either, because they are struggling right now. But Manchester City playing their final game of October against Tottenham Hotspurs tomorrow night. I will be doing a watch long, so come and join me for that one. What a feisty game this promises to be, even though you're probably going to see some kids, a little bit of rotation, players you're not really used to seeing in a Manchester City shirt, as well as Tottenham. I imagine they're going to be a few youngsters playing, what fringe players that are going to work their way into the squads. But the League Cup, they lost at the weekend 1-0 to Palace, Spurs, so that's a bit of bad form, as well as the fact that they scraped over the line to even be here in the League Cup, did Spurs, with a last-minute winner against Coventry to get through the third round of the League Cup, where Manchester City weren't that comfortable in the end themselves, in fairness to Spurs, because we just about got over the line against Watford, with them making it 2-1 towards the end of the game with 10 minutes to go. You're thinking they could knock us out here if we're not careful, but we got through in the end, as did Spurs, and now we we face each other in the Carabao Cup. Well, Carabao Cup, League Cup, whatever you want to call it. But Manchester City are facing Spurs. Team news. KDB, Kevin De Bruyne is out, Rodri's out, Walker's out, Oscar Bob, of course, is out as well. And in terms of Spurs, you've got Son and Jed Spence, who would probably have played in this game, in fairness to him. Will Spurs take this seriously, though, because of the fact that they're not looking likely to win any silverware outside of they're not going to win the league. They could get FA Cup, obviously European football. Nope. So could they take this seriously now and play a stronger team and knock us out? And I mean, City obviously have bigger fish to fry than the League Cup. But I mean, if we get through this round, we start taking it seriously because of the light is at the end of the tunnel and Manchester City can go and win the League Cup. But predicted starting 11 for Manchester City. Let's start with Spurs, in fact, actually. I think we'll see Vicario get a rest. Fraser, Forster coming in between the sticks for Spurs. Destiny Udogie, I think, will probably get some minutes in this game. Ben Davies, who doesn't normally play, will get some minutes, as well as Dragusin, who doesn't always play either, with Van de Ven normally ahead of him in that role. Right back, they're struggling because Jed Spence is injured, and do you want to play Pedro Porro and risk injury for one of the most important Spurs player? I'm not sure they will. We have seen Archie Gray play as an alternative. Normally, I think he prefers to play in midfield, in truth to him, but he has played right back already this season. So I have a feeling we might see Archie Gray playing right back in front of them. I think we'll see Lucas Bergvall, who's been getting a couple of minutes here and there. The sort of game that suits him, to be honest. Bentancur in the middle. Probably not going to see Maddison either, to be honest, but you just never know. You could see Pape Sarr, though, who I think could play in this game. Ahead of them, I think we're going to see... You could see Mickey Moore playing on the left, with Son being out, of course. You could see Timo Werner. But Mickey Moore came on at the weekend against Crystal Palace, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was just to give him a little taste of what's to come, playing against the likes of Manchester City. So you could see Mickey Moore on the left. I think you're going to see Richarlison up top, and then Wilson Odobert on the right for Spurs. City, I think we're going to see Ortega in goal. Heavy rotation, but I mean, John Stones didn't play at the weekend. Well, he came on actually in stoppage time at the weekend, so I imagine he's got a fresh bill of health to his name. I think we could see Nathan Ake in the middle with Caden Braithwaite left centre-back, which we saw against Watford, and he struggled actually in that game. There was a couple of times he got beaten down that side. A bigger test this time going against Spurs. Will Pep trust him? We'll have to wait and see. I think we could see Rico Lewis again. He could need resting, but I mean, instead of who? Who are you going to put in there? Because I think Nico O'Reilly is also going to play, and I think he'll play alongside him. So you can't put Kovacic in there because I think we need to rest him. But in front of them, I think we need to add the experience of Gundogan, who hasn't been playing well lately, but definitely offers a bit of experience to that midfield, because I also think you're going to see the equally inexperienced, compared to the likes of Rico Lewis, and especially Nico O'Reilly, James McAtee. So you put McAtee, Rico Lewis, Nico O'Reilly in a midfield, it's lacking experience, and I think that's where Gundogan comes in. I think Haaland deserves a rest, so I think you could see Phil Foden up top. I think we'll see Savinho on the left. Sorry, Savinho on the right, actually, with Mateus Nunes on the left. Prediction. I'm up for the game. I want City to win this tournament. I want us to win everything we can possibly win. I just think the fact that we're playing so many rotated players, and the fact that Spurs are, unlikely to get any silverware outside of this tournament, I think they should be taking this seriously. If I was a Spurs fan, I'd be crying out for Postecoglou to be taking this very, very seriously. And as a result, we may not see some of the players that I've put in my prediction there, because that was a lot of those players that you were seeing getting minutes against the likes of Coventry. Will they do that against Manchester City? It certainly gives us a better chance of knocking them out, but we are going away from home to a place we very rarely get all 3 points, or at least knock them out. We did do it last season. We got the monkey off our back. We finally beat Spurs in the league and the FA Cup last season. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I'm going to go 1-1 and then the lottery of a penalty shootout at the end of the game. But I'm going to go with 1-1 penalty shootout with City winning. I'm going to go for it. City winning, knocking them out on penalties, which could be interesting. What's your prediction? Don't forget to come and join me for the watch long, which is 8:15 here in the UK time. So come and join me for the watch long, as well as have a good old chuckle about Real Madrid and their delicious, oh so sweet tears after Rodri's on fire, winning the Ballon d'Or. Get in the comments below, let us know your thoughts, like and subscribe to Typical City, and I'll see you in the next one.